I'm Amanda, and this is Not Your Granny's Quilt Show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's episode. Woo! I am so excited. I have Angie of the Savage Stitcher on the show today. She's not traditionally a quilter. She started. Okay. She went to QuiltCon for the first time this year. I got to meet her in person, which was so lovely. We had already had our chat scheduled. And so just getting to meet in person beforehand was just so fun. Angie does embroidery, lettering. She uses beautiful fabric that we all know and love, speckled, lots of like fun blenders from the fabric lines that we love. And she stitches fun, sweary romance like phrases. Anyway, they're so fun. They're so hilarious. And she's a real one. She's down to earth. She's a nurse. She works in public health. She's a mom. She's uh, stitching by day, by night, working by day. I don't know. Anyway, she's so fun. And she also hosts some like local to her craft events. So if you're in Dayton, Ohio, or in the surrounding area, the last Sunday of every month, she hosts a crafty meetup at an inclusive bar where people can just come hang out, bring your own craft, just sit around, hang out. It's like introverting out in public. No pressure to do anything there. And then quarterly, she helps host a Crafty Cinema where they rent out one of the theaters of a local independent cinema and leave the lights on, play a movie. Everybody can come sit. They raise money for local charities. I think she said they raise like $1,300 for their local NPR station. So that's so cool. Otherwise, you can get her kits through the link in her bio. She has her stuff on Little Blue Market. So any physical items, if you order a kit, you can just go on Little Blue Market, find the Savage Stitcher, and order your stuff there. So anyway, I'm so excited to bring Angie to you. So let's dive in. Hi, Angie. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so excited that we get to do this.
Right? Fresh off QuiltCon.
I know. And we got to see each other at QuiltCon, which was so fun.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I love, like, that's my most favorite part of it. I mean, obviously the quilts and like all the fun stuff going on, but like just getting to like squeeze people for real is like the best.
Yeah, I love like moderately awkward human interactions, right? Like, because we know each other online and then in person, I'm like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
we're humans. This is great.
Yeah. 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 It's so fun. It's so
It
fun,
is.
but it was so good to meet you in person. And before we did this, because I think like I like so many times I talk to people and I like never get to meet them for
Oh,
real.
yeah.
So then when it gets to happen, before or after, it's kind of like, okay, this is like a real thing. So
Yeah.
it just solidifies it, which just feels so good. But anyway, did you have fun at QuiltCon? Did you love it?
I had the I had the best time at QuiltCon, actually. It was very overwhelming. I'm going to
Mhm.
be honest, since it was my first one. I definitely spent an incredible amount of time fangirling all the quilts. Like, oh my gosh, how did they do that? And so, yeah, it was amazing. I definitely left feeling inspired to like finish the projects I have started.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, good. That makes me so happy. I just like leave there feeling so like energized and like my creative cup is overflowing and I'm just like ready to do stuff. So I,
Yeah, because it's like, oh, I never thought of that. And oh, I could do this. And yeah, it's really exciting.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
so fun. And that was your first one, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Because you're
But
like,
then
you're new into quilting, right?
very new into quilting. So another internet friend, Sasquatch Stitches,
Oh,
Jan,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah, love her. She is the one who like messaged me and was like, hey, I think you would really enjoy this craftivism quilting bee if you want to join it this year. It's beginner friendly. And so, of course, as many of us have the toxic trait of thinking they can do everything the first time, I was like, quilting, yes, I have a sewing machine. I can sew. I would love to do that. So that is how I actually got into quilting was I joined a quilting bee to force myself to learn how to do different techniques. So yeah.
Okay. I love that. Yeah. I used to
Hmm.
test patterns for like to help me because I
Oh,
was so stuck in my box of like half square triangles and squares that like
yeah.
um it was like during like right before like COVID shut down stuff and or maybe it was like during it, but yeah, somebody was like, "Hey, I want," and she was like my most favorite designer. Um and she was like, "I'm looking for testers." And I was like, "Oh my God," like shaking as I was like, "I would love to test patterns for you." And she was like, "Yeah, join the group." And I was like, "I'm gonna throw up." Um,
Right.
but because of that, I like pushed the boundaries of what I normally was just like kind of stuck doing. And because I felt this pressure to like contribute, I like
Yeah.
learned how to do flying geese for the first time. And then I made like 6 million that year. And I was like, I never want to make another one ever again in my life. Still did a million after that, but because you can't get away from it. But it was just like so interesting what I learned from just from being able to test quilt patterns.
Pattern.
And then when it didn't
Yeah.
suit me anymore, I stopped. And, I think there's so many different ways you can get into things that kind of push your boundaries and help you. And it's not necessarily, I had to buy the fabric and stuff, but to me, the value was like me upping my skills. And so that's so cool that she invited you and to do
Yeah.
something that you're already in the realm of like activism art. And so
Right. It was like
like,
the perfect, it
yeah.
was exactly what I needed. And then I participated in a tiny a tiny quilt swap.
Uh-huh.
And so that like forced me to actually go through the whole process of finishing a quilt. So like I finished my very first quilt in 2025 as well. So like I started quilting and then finished a quilt and then I shipped it off to somebody else, which is like, I kind of love that too, that I was making it like because I was full of rage and I felt like they might be full of rage. And so then I
Yeah.
made this quilt and sent it off to them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely learned FFP very quickly because I
Mm.
really wanted to make that possum so bad.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. The possum is that's a good one. I think my friend Erin, she made also a possum. So
she did. Yeah,
yeah.
Aaron and I both made possums for that quilt swap. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so good. But well, so you're actually in the world of more in the world of embroidery and
Hmm.
hand lettering. So, well, with thread, right? So, if anybody doesn't know, you are the Savage Stitcher
Yeah.
on the internet. And
On the internet.
you you design embroidery like lettering patterns and people can purchase those from you and
Yeah. Hmm.
do their own rage hoops.
Absolutely. Yeah. So like I kind of describe it as like it's like snarky feminism, sweary meets smutty books kind of
Mm.
thing.
Hmm.
And like purposefully, all of my patterns and kits are all beginner friendly because like embroidery should be approachable because it's not very expensive. You can stitch on anything. You can stitch on your clothes or on your quilts. You can stitch, you know, on anything. And so like it should be approachable. So I made purposefully made all of my patterns like beginner friendly for that reason.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, because I think sometimes embroidery can seem overwhelming, but
Hmm.
like I love that there are so many like makers out there designing kits specifically to be beginner friendly so that people can get into it. And it is one of the least expensive kind of
Right.
fiber hobbies you can do.
Right.
And so the fact that you and some others are willing to put the time in to design things to let people enter, and that's like, okay, now you're in here, swim around, explore, see what you can do on your
Exactly.
own kind of thing. It's like once you have that starting point, it's like, and it is that way with everything, but I think like quilting can be such an expensive hobby. Um,
Like with the machine and all the different fabrics and that kind of stuff.
right.
Yeah,
Unless
it
you do
can be.
everything by hand and only thrifted, it's like it's a bazillion-dollar industry for a reason. So, um,
Yeah, that's true.
but I feel like embroidery is so much more approachable. And it honestly, like anytime I've gone to like a reuse like craft space or craft store where, people can donate unused or lightly used, craft goods, there's so much fucking embroidery shit. Like so
Always,
much. So much
always,
floss, so many
because like
hoops.
everybody has like an aunt or a grandma who had all this floss and they're like, I don't know what to do with it. Like people, I live in Ohio and people just drop it off for me. Like just drop it off at my house sometimes. I mean, people I
Oh.
know, it's not like in a weird way, but
Creepers.
yeah, right. Like, oh, I saw your feminist stuff outside. Thought I'd got
Yeah.
all this floss. Um, and so then I usually bring it to like crafty meetups and stuff, and so that way other people can take it. I I say frequently that like my ultimate goal is to put myself out of business. Like
Mm.
if enough people do beginner kits and beginner patterns and learn how to embroider, then like they won't need me anymore to make them. Instead, we can all just like make weird art together. And
Yeah.
like, isn't that kind of what we all want to do, right? Just like
Yeah.
hang out and make weird art. So
Yeah.
maybe someday,
Maybe. Yeah. 100%. But I
maybe.
love that because I think then it just like paves the way for, yeah, people to rely on the skills that they've gained from the beginning stuff that they learned and then take it in the direction that they want to take it. Whereas I think sometimes it's easy, like, especially in quilting, to lean on the crutch of other people's patterns
Mm.
and like making the aesthetic thing that looks like it belongs in a magazine. And like, believe you me, I love an aesthetic quilt. Like, I have several in my home because I was like, oop, I need to make that pattern in those fabrics. And I did it.
Yeah.
But I think I'm at the point where I'm ready to do something different and new and reuse and use what I have instead of like
Mhm.
consuming constantly because I think it's taxing to have so much stuff around for me. I know not everybody feels that way,
Right.
um but I also think for like embroidery, you don't have to take up a lot of space to do it. You can
Mm-mm.
like have a little basket in the corner kind of thing or like
Yeah. Didn't everyone have like a cookie can at their grandma's house?
right? Yeah, right? Like,
Like, oh, like a little, I actually think I have my grandma's.
oh my gosh, let me see it. Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
See, right? Like, didn't
Yeah.
we all have one of these just
Hmm.
hanging around that had our grandma's like projects in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. Oh my gosh, so fun. So how long have you been embroidering? Like, did you start when you were young or?
I did. Yeah. I did start when I was young. My grandma didn't have a TV, but she did have a lot of gardens. So
Mm,
when we went to her house, like on weekends and stuff, we had a choice. We could either do like indoor stuff, and if we did that, we had to do like embroidery or um, latch hook. Am I saying
mm-hmm,
that one right? Do we remember that one? Okay,
mm-hmm.
yeah, ours was Wizard of Oz. We never finished it, but latch hook or punch needle sewing. My grandma taught like sewing classes for 4-H, so I mean, obviously, we learned how to use sewing machine early too. Um, and if we didn't do something inside, then we had to go work out in the garden, which is
Mm.
also fun. It really
Yeah.
is. But like as like a preteen girl, like definitely the embroidery was a little more my speed. And so yeah, so my grandma was definitely the one that taught me. And then, you fall out of things as
Yeah.
you know, find cooler things to do, like drinking and boys. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
and girls. And
Hmm.
then and then 2020, right? Like so I am actually a registered nurse and I work in public health in 2020 and I was also pregnant at the time
Mm,
and I was filled with all of this like rage and fear and all the things that we were all feeling and
mm-hmm.
stuck inside. And so I picked it back up as a way to honestly like stitch my feelings, for lack of a better word. Like one of the first ones I made said like thick thighs save lives and so do vaccinations, because I
Mm,
mean I think I was doing hundreds of vaccinations a week at that point for for COVID, back
yeah.
like once it hit 2021. And so yeah, I picked it back up as really just like a way to stitch my feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for being a nurse. And
Thank you.
I went to
Yeah,
about
you're
14
welcome.
seconds of nursing school and I was like, nope, and became a teacher because that's easier. Um, anyway, not easier, but like yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. Um, so yeah, and to be pregnant during that time, that's crazy. I didn't even think about it when you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I've got a 5-year-old. I was like, oh, cute.
Hmm.
But my brain blocks out COVID all the time. So
Right.
people will say something, oh, that happened 5 years ago. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then when they're like, it was really hard because of COVID, and I'm like, oh, fuck that shit. I forgot.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, I was pregnant and I'm like changing outside on the porch before I come home, and then like taking a shower before I could come into the house because I also had a 2-year old and my husband. And then I had an adult son. Well, I still
Mhm.
have him, but an
Yeah.
adult son as well. Yeah. And it was like it was a wild time. And so I think a lot of people picked up like, hobbies, right? Like
Hmm.
a lot of us picked up the older hobbies again. And yeah, it just became like a really good way to like get my feelings out. And then I was posting them on my personal Instagram until eventually I was like, you know what? I'm really like spamming my friends and family with like what I think is fine art. And so that
Yeah.
is how then like the Savage Stitcher came about, was my way to like, my secret identity
Hmm.
Stitcher side. So yeah, so it was fun.
Yeah. Wow. I'm glad you picked it back up because, like, now you've got your business and you're
Hmm.
giving people life by giving them like permission to stitch swear words onto pretty fabric and
Oh,
like
yes.
help them feel their rage. Because I think, too, like in helper positions, so nurses,
Hmm.
therapists, teachers, like
Teachers.
we have to hold our shit together through some of the most heinous fucking situations and be
Hmm.
professional when, like, why, how, like it's
Right.
crazy. And so to hold that all in, it's like you're supposed to be poised and not show emotions, but then it's like, but where does it go? You can't keep it in your body.
No.
Like, I'm sure, eh, and like my husband will listen to me for a certain amount of time, and then he's just like, what are you gonna do about it? And I'm like, shut the fuck up, I'm complaining. And so it's like, where else can it go? So having a hobby, having fabric to stab over and over again, and that kind of meditative, like you can think about it, you can process it, you can listen to yourself in terms of like, okay, what's really going on behind all these feelings? Why am I feeling this way or
Right.
whatever? Like, it's a it's a way to sit with that and process through the discomfort of all of it. And so,
Yeah. And then at the end, you have like something to show for it. Right.
exactly.
And I think I love that part too. It's like, okay, well, I sat here and I got all these feelings out, and now I have this like beautiful fuck. Right. And it's
Yeah.
like floral and gorgeous. And it like, I know how I felt when I made that specific piece. And I love that about embroidery. Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
you can do it while you have the TV on, and you can put it in your bag and you can take it to the park. And like I love that it's portable too. So
Yeah.
yeah, can just stitch anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. It's great and compact, and yeah, you can bring it with you so that you don't have to be without something. Sometimes it's like, what do I do with my hands? Like, I think
Yeah.
it's I want to be better because, like, I crochet also, but like I want to be
Oh, me
better
too.
about having, oh yay, a project with me because
Doom scroll.
I doom scroll, I
Hmm.
pick at myself. Like, I literally will always have like hangnails happening because I'm a picker. Like,
Hmm.
I used to break my hands used to be completely covered in eczema from just like health stuff. They're like 1,000 times better now, but I used to constantly, it would never heal because one, it's on my hands. And I'm like always washing my hands and using my hands. And so that was terrible. But then I would just like catch an edge and like pick it. Like, oh, if I just take this one little bit off, like any little blemish, imperfection, I'm like picky, picky, picky. And
Yeah.
that's definitely like an anxiety thing. I know that, um, but like having something to do with my hands is like, I can't do that if I'm, sewing. I can't do that if I'm
Right.
crocheting. Um, I mean, I can't do it when I'm like doom scrolling either, but also then I'm just doom scrolling and not getting anything done.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, I love the portability of it, and just that, you really can like just stitch whatever you want.
Anything.
I think because so many like textile hobbies or I should quit calling them hobbies, textile arts come or have been reframed as women's things.
Always.
There's this expectation for them to be soft or for them to be pleasant or
Polite.
polite. And so,
Polite.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I even talked about it with Bianca, like, why? It doesn't have to, like, my
Mm-hmm.
whole life isn't soft. I bleed every month. I am in immense pain every month. I have to
Right.
still mask it and like go about my business. Like, I have to carry the weight of, you know, the emotional toll of what's going on outside of my
Right.
home as well as what's inside my home, and care for my children and be a partner and a sister and a daughter and a friend, and like, what I'm nothing about what's happening is soft, so why do I have to pretend to be soft to be able to participate in these arts, in these textile ways of communicating, like.
Right. And I think people get stuck too in like that's how it was always done. Right.
Mhm.
Like, oh, well, that's just how we've always done that. And that's like how it's supposed to look. And that's how you're supposed to stitch. And like it's really freeing to like not fit in that like female centered box or like female presenting, right? Like,
Mhm.
we're forced into these like polite cages. And it's
Yeah.
nice to be able to take something that is supposed to be polite and make it not, right? Like a lot of my patterns started that way as like, well, I want it to still look soft and feminine because like
Mhm.
we can be strong and feminine at the same time. And so
Exactly.
like I joke around when I do markets that from like far away, my booth looks like something totally different than when you get close up.
Yeah.
Like from far away, it's flowers and it's beautiful text and it's all these things. And then you get close and it's like, fuck you make me and
Yeah.
cunts and it's
Mhm.
middle fingers. And because like, we can still wear lipstick and flip someone off. Like we're
Right.
allowed.
Right.
So
Right. I do it every
right.
day. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, me too. Well,
I
it's usually Cybertrucks. I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
was
come
gonna say
on, I can't stop.
Cybertruck's
I
in
just
my
like,
car.
oh no, it's a
Yeah.
Cybertruck. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. No,
I'm
I'm
like,
not.
oh, dumpster. Yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah. Boo.
boo.
Thumbs
Yeah,
down.
exactly, exactly. And I don't know if like I feel like it like hits harder um when you're like using the tools that are meant to like oppress us, right? Like,
Hmm.
oh, just sit over there and stitch or just, go home and sew and you
You're like,
know,
okay,
okay,
I don't
careful what
mind
you
if I
ask
do.
for.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Like, oh, a young lady would never. And I'm like, good news. I'm not young or a
Yeah.
lady. So,
And sometimes it's like it's out of spite, right? Like
mhm.
or you just want to prove you can. I mean, I learned to crochet just because I wanted to make this blanket that just said cunt a bunch of times. so, so I did, right? So I
Yeah.
watched a bunch of videos and learned how to crochet just so I could make this beautiful blanket. It's on my bed. I use it every day.
I love it. I
Thanks.
love
Brings me
that.
joy. Yeah.
Good.
Huh.
Yeah. I, and I think that also is crazy because, like, oh, these soft hobbies, these soft crafts, whatever. It's like, you don't even know. Like, there are very sharp tools involved.
Right.
There's precision needed. There's knowledge, there's skill. Like, hand an embroidery hoop to your grandpa. See how he does. Unless he's
Yeah.
one of those cool guys who like
Yeah.
did textile arts and like loved it and that's who taught it to you. Great. I love that for you. Mine didn't. Mine was like baseball and real estate. And I'm like, okay.
Right.
Um, and that's fine. That's fine. Um, but like, it's just crazy how quickly it's dismissed. But at the same time, I love seeing like women make stuff for other women. Like, obviously
Yes.
anybody can use one of your kits and make one of them. It's fine. But like, it's like, no, you aren't going to get this really unless you are experiencing life as a woman in the year of Pedro
whatever this is.
Pascal,
Oh, that's what I
2026.
say. The year of our
Like,
Lord. The year
yeah,
of our Lord, Pedro Pascal. Our
2026.
yes, our sexuality spectrum daddy. I just like love
Uh,
him so much.
I love him. I do love all
Yeah.
the discourse about him. People being like, why would him being with a man change the way I feel about him? Like, you clearly don't understand why we love him.
I
If you
kind of
think,
love him more.
I
It
know,
means that not only do I have a chance, but so does my husband.
right?
Excuse me.
Like all of
And
us? Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm like,
I'll put
what?
them both on their knees. I'm ready.
Yeah. Like, the things I could do.
I love when boyfriends have boyfriends.
Oh, so cute. So cute. I know. I love it. I Yeah, he truly was written by women, so it's fine.
I know.
Um anyway, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, uh I don't know. I lost my train of thought because I
That's
got
fair.
sidetracked by Pedro Pascal.
Oh my gosh, I always get sidetracked by Pedro Pascal. It's a real issue for me.
I know. I don't know. I think I was just saying like you can like things for women by women like unless you're when you're experiencing life as a woman in this day and age, you're not going to understand it really. And like even though, I love my husband dearly and he tries really hard to understand where I'm at and he tries so like he's a therapist, so he's like I'm like, can I pay you
Empathetic.
to just like listen to me? No, he does it for free. But just like explaining stuff to him and like the religious trauma and like especially as a therapist, he's like, there's just stuff I don't know because I haven't experienced it. And I'm like, well, sit down, let me tell you.
Here we go.
See, when you're raised in an evangelical church, this is what happens, and this is the messaging you're told, and da 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 da. And there's been times where he's just been like, he never says names, and like I would never ever be able to identify anybody, but he'll just be like, there was this situation, and it kind of had to do with this, and he'll be as vague as possible with, giving me some details because like I'm just not quite sure. And I was like, well, were they raised religious? Because that sounds like this, and this. And he's like, oh, I never even thought of
Mhm.
that. I'm like, maybe just like think of how you could ask about that because that's probably what it is. And then he'll come
Mhm.
back and be like, guess what? That's what it was. I'm like,
That's what it was.
yes. Like I feel so cool for having helped somebody, but also like you just don't know until you know. And unless we take time to listen to each other, but like
Mhm.
when I can see art that was made for me because I am a perimenopausal woman in 2026, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, thank you, somebody who gets it. Like feeling seen is crazy
Oh, it's
important.
so huge. Like
Yeah.
feeling seen and feeling represented. It's such a
Hmm.
big deal. Yeah.
Right.
And I felt that way at QuiltCon this year. And I know that there was people like there were so many more protest quilts. I mean, and there were a lot of protest quilts. I mean, but their quality was
Hmm.
incredible. It was very clear that they were not in there just because of their messaging. It was definitely for the quality of their work. I
Right.
mean, they were so impeccably done that I couldn't believe that I'm allowed to own a sewing machine, right? Like, oh my gosh, and I get to go home and still get to own the sewing machine over here. You're going to let me?
Yeah.
It's incredible. Um, but I
Yeah.
just love that craftivism side of fiber arts now. It's
Hmm.
like maybe, crafting for the resistance, right? Like I have a lot of free patterns on that
Hmm.
are linked on my Instagram that are free that are just those, right? Like community is resistance and fuck ice and that kind of stuff because
Yeah.
like we should all be able to make those statements if we want to in a
Right.
beautiful way.
Right. And represent it in a way that feels true to how we want to create it. Cause I think sometimes it's also that barrier of entry. Like, I don't know how to like put this on fabric or I want to make something, but
Right.
I don't know. It's like, okay, well, here's an easy way to get in. And then you could
Hmm.
figure out the rest from there. And like, yeah, there were a lot more protest quilts this year, which I thought was so great. Um, and I think like because of the timing of submissions and like there were some last year which I thought was lovely, but like I think the timing of submissions and then it was like submissions were due, the election was like a week later, and then it was like everybody was like losing their minds and started making
Right.
more
So we've
protest
had like a
stuff.
whole year of being mad.
Right, exactly. So
Hmm.
then to be able to finally submit the work that had been happening over the year of being like, oh, fuck this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally, being able to put it into the show or at least submit it. And obviously a lot got in, which was lovely to see. But Um, it's just interesting. And then the discourse of like, I just don't know why you have to politicize. It's like, honey, you clearly, as a privileged white woman, and again, I'm one of them too. So like, don't at me. I'm not like trying to pretend I'm not who I am, but like just how sheltered and privileged people choose to be a lot of the time because they don't want
Right.
to be uncomfortable. They don't want to disrupt their map of how they think life should go.
Right.
And then when something shakes a little, it's like really uncomfortable.
Right. And
And
it's like, well, just because it doesn't affect you
mhm,
doesn't mean it's not happening. Right.
right.
But,
Yeah.
and you know what? I'll be honest. I would love to make things not political. That would be like great. That would be great if I could just like stitch swear words and I could read my smutty books and just like do
Yeah.
that. That would be great. But like,
Right.
that's just like not the world we're living in right now because it feels like every time we fall asleep, someone's trying to take something away. Like, oh, did you change your name? We're going to make it harder for you to vote. Oh, are you miscarrying and it's risking your life? I'm sorry, you're not allowed to have an abortion, even if it saves your life, right? It's like, you know, I
Mm-hmm.
wish I didn't have to be political,
Mm-hmm.
but like I do.
Well, our
So,
life depends on it. Like,
right. And my
and
daughter's
even,
does. And
yeah.
yeah,
And even more
yeah,
so for women of color and,
yeah,
immigrants and anybody who has anything other than whiteness in their life. It's like it's already hard because women's bodies and existences are legislated. And then on top of that, being anything other than a white lady, it's like
compounds it.
compounds it. And there's also
Yeah.
still so much internalized misogyny everywhere. And like
Hmm.
unlearning that was crazy because, like, again, being raised like evangelical and like men centered is like the craziest thing.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
crazy. And so like learning how to like step back from that and not like deflect and or not deflect, but like defer to men as like the superior, like, well, I gotta talk to
Everything.
the man. And it's like having a husband who is like, that's not how things work. Like we're partners. Like I'm not your boss. Like
It's lovely.
it is so I'm like, oh yeah, you're not my
Hmm.
boss. Like
Oh, now I get it. You don't want to
yeah,
own me.
yeah,
You just want to live with me. That's
yeah.
actually great. I would love that for us.
Yeah, like best friend sleepover every night. Okay. It's a
Yeah,
little,
done. You're going to make me some cheese and crackers too. I'm in.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's just interesting. And then, so then, like, kind of hearing that, like, discourse happening in QuiltCon and outside of it and on social media, it's like, okay, but why are you still focusing on centering men? Or like when people get all up in arms about curse words, I'm like, they're literally just words. Like,
Just words.
and I was like, remembering this morning actually because I don't even know why, but thinking about like how stupid it is that there's like a subset of words that have been deemed quote unquote bad,
Hmm.
and I mean it helps like feed that black and white thinking and the like very reductive thinking that often comes with conservatism and all that. But like I grew up around a lot of LDS folks because there's a lot here where I live.
Yeah.
And like this one guy, he would always say damage instead of damn it. And it's just like would frustrate the shit. I'm like, just fucking say it. We know what you're trying to say. So just say it. Like anytime my parents were like, you can't say that, but I would say like dang it instead of or shoot. I'm like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, what is the
Right.
difference? It means the
Right.
same exact thing. Like my like tism would just be like because
You're like,
I
I just spelled it different. It's
yeah,
had the same meaning, the
I
same
mean,
impact, and the same intention.
right. Like I mean
Right.
shit. I'm saying shoot. It's the same. It's the same. So anyway, I
Right.
just like it cracks me up when I think about it. Cause like even with our own boys, we're like, you can curse, like it's fine. We don't think they're just words. Like I could call you
Right.
it's and I always use the example in Elf when he's like, I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins, and all the elves are like, like that
Right.
is the worst thing he could have ever said. And I'm like, it's that. Like to them, that means the same as calling yourself a piece of fucking shit. Like
Right. It's the same thing.
same thing. It means the same thing. And so it's how you use the language. Like if you're using it to uh you know, like fuck is the best word because it can be anything.
So
It can
good.
be a noun,
Really
a
is.
verb, an adjective. Like you can use it for so many things. An exclamation, like, and so we always gave them permission. And then but they like never swear. I mean, probably
Right.
like not around us, they probably do more, but like they were always allowed to, and they were just like, "Oh, good." But like as a kid, I wasn't allowed to. I was always punished for
Oh
it. And
yeah,
as
I
soon as
wasn't
I was out
allowed
of my
to.
parents' earshot, I was like, fuck shit, cock, damn it, motherfucking balls. Like saying every word I could think of. And I would like other people would be like, what is wrong with you? But it was just that restrictive, like,
It's
and
like you have to like burst out, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then like my oldest, he had a friend who that like he was very restricted at home. And so he'd get around us and just like let it fly for like a day. And we were just like, whatever. We didn't react to it because we're just like, he just got to get it out of his system. And then he was totally fine. But it was just like
Got to say it all.
that first like few hours, he was just like, fuck this and fuck that and fuck that. And we're just like, yeah, yo, totally,
Yeah, absolutely. I love
Anyway.
it.
But yeah, I like language is so interesting because it evolves so much. And there are people who are so stuck in that, like, well, that's not proper. That's not, and it's like, it, yeah, but you go back 50 years and we don't talk anything like we used to 50 years ago. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
some things, right? But the way we engage, what's informal, what has become colloquial and like in the zeitgeist of language is so different now.
Mhm.
Like, who in 50 years ago was going to be like, oh, text me or DM me? Like, they would have no clue what that means.
No, I mean, I'm wearing cassette earrings and like I had
Yeah.
to, yeah. And I had somebody ask me, they're like, what are those? I'm like, oh, it's how we listen to music in the olden days,
Back in
right?
my day.
Back
Yeah.
in my day. Or I think about my grandma and her shorthand, right? Like she
Yeah.
wrote in shorthand. I had no idea what my grandma was writing.
Mine too. I was like, what does that mean? She's like, oh, this, she'd like tell me. And I'm like, how? She's like, oh, it's just how we used to write because I'd have to take notes. And as a
Right.
secretary, and we had to write shorthand because we couldn't
Hmm.
we didn't have time to sit and write every single word out. And I was like, what the fuck? Now we're just like type
Right.
away or speech to text. And it's like,
Yeah.
anyway, I,
It's
I just
always going to
always,
keep evolving.
yeah, when I always think about that meme, that's like, you know, name something that would like send a Victorian child to their grave. And like, I just think of everything, like all the protest quilts, all the, the
Yeah.
fun embroidery that's like, you know, it's just hilarious. Or like, hot Cheetos.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, so when did you go from like just stitching for yourself to wanting to provide your patterns for people?
So I had some people locally. I live in Dayton, Ohio, and I had some people ask if I ever did classes.
Mm,
And so that's actually how it started is I started doing like a class every other month. There was a local bar that offered the space for free on Sundays. And so, yeah, I started doing classes. And so I'd have to come up with a pattern for those classes. And then once I got out of my imposter syndrome of like, I can't write patterns because no one would want it and they're going to think I'm dumb. Once I got that out of my head and I just started like putting them out there, then it became like, then almost every hoop I make a pattern for because, maybe someone else might want to make it. I don't know, maybe, right?
yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it started with the classes. And then I did notice after about a year that it was like the same people were coming to the classes, which I thought, okay, well, you definitely know how to stitch because you've been here like 3 times and either I'm a terrible teacher, or I'm cool, and you want to hang out with me. So
Yeah.
anyway, it turns out it was the second one, which is nice.
Fun.
I don't know if I'm cool, but
You are. You are.
oh, thank you. People told me that like, and I know I run into this myself, and you probably do too, right? So as a woman, especially, and not being like in college or in high school or that kind of stuff, like how do you meet people?
Right.
How do you
Yeah.
meet people who are safe, who are inclusive, who you feel comfortable around?
Mhm.
How do you do that as an adult? And it's hard. So
Mm-hmm.
people were continuing to show up for these classes because they were like, well, this is a safe place. And I know that I'm going to sit at a table with like 6 to 8 other people and I'm going to make friends. And so that's why people were continuing to show up. So
Yeah.
then from there, it turned into a monthly crafty meetup. So now instead of teaching the classes, it's a bring your own project. So
Okay.
so it's the last Sunday of every month, and everybody brings whatever they're working on, and they know that it is like a safe place to create. And
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. It's my absolute favorite afternoon of the month. So, yeah,
Yeah.
those are great. Like the crafting community that has like developed here in Dayton, it just like almost makes me want to cry. It's so wonderful and uplifting, and like people are friends that weren't friends before. Another woman that goes to them joined the same um, craftivism quilting bee that I did, because then she was
Oh,
like, "Oh, you're learning to quilt. I want to learn to quilt." And so like we would compare what quilt blocks we had each month. Um, so yeah, it's just been this. It's just like ballooned into this like big community, and every month like 20 to 30 people show up.
oh wow.
Yeah, like that's a quite a few people to just come on a Sunday afternoon and just make weird art together. So
Yeah. How
yeah,
fun. That's so fun. I know. I was telling you like I started doing hosting one at like a bring your own craft thing at a local coffee shop for the same reason.
hmm
I was like, how do I just want to like meet more crafty people because like I have my
right,
quilt guilds, but like outside of the quilting zone, like I want to meet more people who are just like creative, crafty bitches. Like that's what I
yeah.
want.
And
And
you get and don't you feel like you get stuck too, right? Like
yeah,
even in your own little groups, like you still get stuck on like this is what she does and this is what I do and this is what
right,
he does and they do, and so therefore like you're not doing anything outside of that. And
right.
I find like every month someone is doing something I have never seen before. And like I
Yeah,
think that's like my favorite as I go around and fangirl everybody's projects. Like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, what are you working on? Like it's so
yeah.
fun and it's inspiring then. And people like help each other, and yeah,
Hmm.
it's really great.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And I think too, just like building a place, like you said, a safe place where people can just come, just exist and craft and be with other
Yeah,
people who just want to exist and craft. And like, there's no pressure to like
none.
have any type of conversation. You don't have to focus on any one person yapping. Like, it's
Nope.
just come and hang out and be with people. And the first time I did it was like at Halloween time. So it was like
hmm
super fun because everybody's like all dressed up and brought their
They're
little
all like
fun,
into it.
yeah, projects. And then the next time was December. So it was like almost Christmas. So it was like smaller, but it was still fun to just like have a night where like I have at least one friend who has come to each one. And then like I think I have one tonight. So like they're both of my friends are coming tonight, which is so fun. And so it's like I'm guaranteed gonna hang out with my best friends, like
Right.
easy. And then, anybody else is just like a bonus. And I always bring a bin of like or like a basket of coloring books and like markers. So if anybody doesn't have anything to do, they can just like
They
color,
can
or
do
if they
that.
get
Yeah.
sick of their own shit, they can color. And yeah, so it's just so fun. And I love that you do it monthly, and it's
Mhm.
born from people just wanting to hang out. And I think
Yeah.
as
And
adults, it is so weird to make friends.
it is so weird to make friends. It is so weird. It is.
Yeah.
And we like joke at the crafty meetups in Dayton that it's like introverting in public, because like
Yeah,
you don't have to talk to anybody. You can literally just sit at the table and listen to me say wild shit.
exactly.
Yeah, because like usually as the afternoon progresses, I get more and more unhinged.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Me too.
it's yeah, I can't
Yeah.
help it. It's
Yeah.
just
I'm like, I'm here to clown. So if you need
yeah.
entertainment, I'm your girl. Like this is what
Yeah.
I was born to do.
And it's like
So
scheduled. Like I have this scheduled time to work on this one project. So I'm like, I'm in.
exactly. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm busted out my sweater that I've been crocheting for like 3 years now. So it's fine. I'm on a sleeve. I did the two body
There you go.
panels because like made in panels. So I like did the two body
Yeah.
panels. I'm like
I'll
halfway
sleep.
down one sleeve, and I'm
I believe in
nervous
you.
because I'm I think I lost count on the decreases.
Mm.
That's fine. I don't really care, honestly. I just want it done. It's going to be way too big. I know I'm going to like block it and it's going to be enormous and it's fine.
Make it a t-shirt.
I should. I'm going to just like stop the sleeve. Like, you know what? Above the
It's a
elbow.
3/4 length. It's a
Yeah, like,
3/4 length.
yeah, why not? Like, I know I even was like, I should just like make these wider and just make like my own cute, like shorter bell sleeve. And then I was like,
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
what I'm doing. Who am I kidding? And now I'm like, maybe I should. Maybe I just fucking should. I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight. I don't know, but
Mm.
anyway, you also do the Crafty Cinema. You said
Mm-hmm.
quarterly, where you guys rent
Yeah.
out of a theater
Mm-hmm.
and people can come sit and you play a movie and you
Mm-hmm.
keep the lights on and people just sit and watch a movie and craft. And you said it raises funds for charity.
Yeah, yeah. So I do those quarterly, and it's like a little independent theater in Dayton that we go to because, like, it's all about, right? If you're doing community, you want to keep supporting your local community.
Right.
So we do a local independent theater. We rent the theater, and then they keep the lights on, and we pick a movie to watch. And then it's usually a local nonprofit that people, when they get there, they just, donate what they can, usually like around $20.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, our local NPR station, since, it got defunded,
Yeah.
we raised $1,300 for our local NPR station, just this, like, in the last Crafty Cinema. And I, like, thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty amazing. And so then we've also supported our local Planned Parenthood. The next one's going to be for, like, our small I can talk, I swear, advocacy group, Gem City Action, because they're working on doing a free market for our vulnerable populations to be able to,
Okay.
like, get healthy foods for free.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll
Mm-hmm.
be our next one in April. And it's going to be Clueless is the movie, which is like my teenage dream, because I
Uh-huh.
don't know if all the young people know this, but before Pedro Pascal, we had Paul Rudd.
We had Paul Rudd.
Woo!
We have Paul Rudd.
You're right. You're right.
He's
He
an
is not
ageless king.
problematic. He
Ageless,
is.
unproblematic king.
He is. And I don't think he's
Ugh,
getting enough love these days.
I don't think so either.
And
He's
if he
the
ever
best.
watches this podcast, we love you, Paul Rudd.
We love you, Paul Rudd. We love you, Pedro. Ugh,
We love you so
I love
much.
dark-haired, unproblematic men.
Oh my gosh, I'm married to a dark haired, unproblematic man.
Same.
It's amazing.
Same.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah. So we're going to watch Clueless, and I am, like, so excited. But it's funny, like, every single time it rolls around, I get ready for it thinking that no one's going to show up, right? I'm like,
Right?
oh my gosh, it's just going to be me, and I'm going to be in this theater all alone, and no one's going to show up to craft with me, and it's going to be fine. And then this last one, I had 100 people show up, and, like, I'm tearing up now thinking about it again. I had to go sit in the bathroom and cry.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that because I feel the same way every time. I'm like, nobody's going to come to this. I mean, like my two
No
friends, but
one's
then
going to
I'm like,
come.
what if no strangers come? Like, what if nobody wants to come to this? And then there's always people. And I'm like,
There
calm
always
down,
is.
Amanda. Yeah.
I know, but I do it too. But then I'm like, oh, but my awkward little nerd heart just, like, makes
I
me feel so
know.
kind of like, I can't believe everybody came to hang out. I love it. I love
Ugh,
it.
I love that too. That's
Yeah.
so perfect because, yeah, it's like, again, so it can be really tricky to make friends as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's like, I think, yeah, after COVID, like third spaces are just like going to hang out places became so weird and like
Hard.
uncomfortable and yeah, hard. And a lot of places like kind of shut down or change their practices. And so,
Right.
like, trying to create those spaces again is like, I don't know. And I think too, like, I changed careers through COVID, like, and
Yeah.
went from going to work every day and being a coworker and a colleague to being I work by myself or I worked with my
Right.
mom for a while, so it was like I hung out with my mom every day, and as much as I love that, it was like, okay, but I don't
But
do
now what?
anything else. Yeah, exactly. I go to the gym, but I'm not hanging out with gym people. Like my one friend goes with me, which is great, and that's like what we do to hang out most of the time because we're busy, but like making that gym time is how we get to see each other a lot. And then but I'm not going to go make other friends at the gym, probably.
But then like you make the friend and then they like pull the red hat out and you're like, oh shit,
I know,
damn
exactly.
it.
Exactly. So I think that also is like making it trickier. So yeah, like building
Mhm.
the space you want to be. And I think that's part of it is like why I glommed onto that the witchcraft idea of
Yeah. Build the space.
like build the space I want to hang out in. And then if other people come and they like it and they keep showing up, then great. Then I've done my job. Even if it's only two people, even if it's only
Mhm.
one other person, at least I've
My
like reached them.
my first one I did, it was only two people. Only
Really?
two people came and it was just like me and my new two friends, right? My
Yeah.
two new friends and that was it. And
Ouch.
I
Yeah.
did go home and I was like, "Oh well, this was a bust."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it." And then, then like the next month 10 people showed up and then the next month 15 people showed up and like now I have like 20 to 30 people show up every month and about 40% of them are new and I think oh my gosh what if everybody showed up one of these months we wouldn't have enough space and
Yeah.
I'm in Ohio, it's like a blue state or this is a red state and so like
Hmm.
it's really hopeful and invigorating and when so many people are showing up. So
Hmm.
like our community is bigger than what we think.
Yeah.
Um, so
Truly.
mhm.
Yeah. Being also in a red state, that's part of it
Yeah,
because it's like just when I think somebody's a safe person, they do something and I'm like, oh, damn it. So
yeah. They're like,
I
I heart Erica Kirk. And you're like, God damn
I literally like, oh
it.
yeah, I can't. But um yeah, so I think again, like just focusing on building the spaces we want to be in. And if you're like showing up authentically as yourself, which is hard to do, but I think when you have to build a presence on the internet and you have to sell your art and your craft and your business, it's like if you don't do it from an authentic place, like people figure you out pretty quickly.
Pretty quick. Yeah.
And it's not sustainable because you can't keep that up forever either. So it's like let your freak flag fly. The
Yeah.
people who vibe with it will find you, and the people who
Yeah.
don't will probably send you an ugly message, and you can just say,
Sometimes.
fuck off, Brenda.
Yeah.
And
Susan.
yeah, it's usually Susan. Why is it
It
always a
is actually.
Susan?
I have one troll named Susan, but I
Oh
keep
my
her in
God.
my hidden so she doesn't know I read her messages. It makes it more fun for me. She just like screams into the void. But
That's
yeah, I
so
mean,
fun.
if you're not authentic, like you said, like people catch on, and like it's okay to not be for everybody. And
Right.
that's like a hard thing to think about when you're like, well, especially as women, when we're taught to be people pleasers, and like we want
Mhm.
everyone to like us, and we want everyone to to do that. But it's okay to not like.
Right. Right.
It's
You
also okay to not.
right. Well, and I that was because again, being raised evangelical, it's like I had to be palatable for everybody. I had to be polite. I had to be quiet. I had to be whatever. And I'm none of those things. So, um, but just like the permission to just exist and like not make other people comfortable. It's like if you don't like that other person, why do you care if they like you? It's like,
Right.
oh,
Right.
I maybe I shouldn't. I don't care. I don't care. Like it's like the
Yeah,
stages of
exactly.
like it's a question to like a full ass statement of like, no, I don't like that person and I don't care if they like me back.
Right.
And that
You
was
just
a crazy shift too.
you just have to be like, it's not a knock on me, right? Like, oh, it's not a knock on me that they don't like me, and you don't have to be mean.
Right.
You just don't
Right.
have to exist to please them, and that's okay.
Right. Yeah. And I think the businesses and again it's on a corporate level, but like I worked at a place through college and after I mean far long after I left, but like as a company, they went under and went bankrupt and liquidated and sold everything. And it's like they shut down, they don't exist anymore because they tried to do too many things.
Right.
And, I think the same thing happened to Joanne's. Like, I mean, ultimately it was like bullshit and they pretended like they
Mhm.
were bankrupt when they really weren't, whatever. But like, I think again, it's like all the decor, all the tchotchke, like they strayed so
Right.
far from like the handmade, like when I was a kid and would go to get fabric with my mom, like it was fabric and notions and It wasn't all the other
Right.
stuff. Like,
Right. There wasn't 3 aisles of Christmas ornaments
right.
because why?
Exactly. Or like, yeah, all the other stuff. It's like we, when businesses lose focus of who they are and who they're serving, it's really hard to come back from that. But also you lose the people who were there for
Hmm.
you for what you started for, like the
Yeah.
original. So I think staying true to who you are and your own messaging and knowing your values is like it can be tricky because it can feel like, oh, I'm missing out on all these opportunities or these other things that other people
Right.
have going on. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh, that person doesn't do what they do anymore because they burnt out, or that person doesn't do what they do anymore because they got caught in some kind of weird scandal thing and they had to like tuck tail and run because like everybody like turned on them because they were two-faced. It's like, what's why? But I get why, because
Yeah.
it's also like if you show who you are, then people aren't going to like you. And it's better to fit
Yeah.
in and conform than it is to stand out and be yourself.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Well,
Well, that's the messaging we get, right?
yes, it is. It is. Well, and like from a business standpoint as well, like for my embroidery, like I love lettering, right?
Hmm.
Lettering is my thing. I like messaging, I like text, I like script. I love that. So there's a lot of people who want like a bouquet pattern. I don't have those. And like that's
Hmm.
okay. It's okay I
Yeah.
don't have those. But if that's what somebody wants, I would love for them to message me because I can tell them like three different makers that make amazing floral patterns and like the community over competition every day. There is
Every day.
enough to go around. We do not need to infight with each other. Like we don't. Like I know Capital Stitch Co. Mary, right? I send
Yeah.
people to her all the time because
Same.
her kits are so different than my kits. And I'm sure that she sends people my way too because my kits are so different than her kits. And like
Yeah.
I love that. Or my best friend is also a hand embroiderer. She also lives in Dayton. She also embroiders text. We go to the same crafty meetups. We apply for the same markets. Um, we actually have the same amount of followers on Instagram, like because you can do the same thing in the same area. It does not mean your competition. Like instead,
Right.
she's like, yeah, Angie, you should definitely stitch that vulva. Absolutely you should. Please do. Right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
absolutely you should go for it. Add more glitter, bitch. Because
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
that's what we should be doing. Yeah.
Right.
We don't
Women
have to fight
supporting
each
women.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
Community over competition every
Hmm.
day.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And like I've been so like I think I feel like I've been vocal about that, but like in support of that, because it's like if I can't offer you what you're looking for, if I know who can, I'm not doing a good job if I don't tell you who.
Right.
If I don't help you, how is that full customer service if
Right.
I'm not giving you service, if I'm not helping you? Like
Right.
the fact like some of the local quilt shops around here will just like not tell people where they can get something that they're looking for if they don't carry it. I'm like, you aren't going to carry it. Why do you care?
Well, because then you're just going to push someone to the internet. And
Right.
like
Exactly.
that's like well, I mean, obviously I buy a lot of my fabric online because that's like our only choice now. But
Right.
yeah, like you push people then to buy it on Amazon
Right.
instead of being able to get it from a small shop, you
Right. And
know.
they're like, well, you can't tell people like, cause like one shop, it's like they do long arming services, but they only do edge to edge and only if it fits very specific parameters. And like, I can't even tell you how many people they've sent to me. Like, I've got a quilt on my machine right now. And I'm like, why did they reject this quilt? They're like, well, they said they wouldn't quilt with fleece as a backing. And I was like, what? I was like, all right, well, I'll take the money. I don't care. Like,
Right.
and and I get why certain things I'm like, okay, yeah, sometimes the integrity of the fabric can be if it's like a thrifted sheet or whatever. But I was like, I don't have an overhead. I quilt out of my garage. Like, bring it to me. I'll try it.
Sure.
And most of the things are just fine. Like, I literally don't know why they rejected it. I think it's just that they didn't want to deal with it.
Probably.
kind of thing. But it's like, oh, well, this person, like I called them and they said I needed 4 inches of extra backing, like all the way around. But then when I got there, they said since it wasn't 6 inches, they wouldn't take it. And I was like, no problem. I'll work with 4 inches. Like, you'd be amazed at what I can do with 4 inches, girl.
I believe you. Don't
I
worry, you could probably just tell him it was 6 anyway.
know, right? But but it's just stuff like that where I'm like, why are you? But thankfully there are a couple people who work there who will send people my way. But
Yeah,
like if the owner catches them, she gets super, you can't tell people to go other places. It's like, what are they gonna do then? You're telling
right.
them no. They want something done. If I've ever gone to a store and they don't have what I need and they help me find it, I'm like, I love that place. I will forever talk so well about them because they helped me. Whereas if I've gone to a place and been told no, and then if I'm like, well, do you know who does? They're like, I don't know. I'm like, never coming here again. You can suck my
Yeah,
left nut.
right.
And
Well, and like, why are we gatekeeping things, right? Like,
right.
I get it that there are some things that, like, okay, they're patented or whatever, but like, for the most part, we don't need to gatekeep things. People message me online all the time and they're like, what stitch did you use? You know what? I would love to tell you that. I would
Yeah.
love to tell you how I stitched that. I would
Hmm.
absolutely love to, because when I got back into it, I felt like it was so much like, oh, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that.
Hmm.
And it took so much of my time that would have been easier if someone would have just been like, oh, bitch, that was a split back stitch. Let me tell you
Yeah.
why I use it for text. Like,
Yeah.
it would have been so much easier. I wish that, and so I tried to
Right.
do the things that I wish there was someone to do for me when I was picking
Yes.
it back up. Yeah, because we don't
100%.
need to gatekeep.
No, no. And I think that it's
Mm-mm.
just that it's like how I want to be treated. It's the fucking golden rule. Like I'm treating
Yes.
you as a customer how I want to be treated as a customer. And like I can't do everything under the sun and I have boundaries, but at the same time, if there is something I can do for you, I will do it. If I
Yeah.
can offer you information, I will offer it to you. Like if I can answer a question, I will answer it. If I don't know, I'm going to just straight up tell you, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, but I can help you figure it out if you want me to. And
Yeah.
just the offering of being there for somebody, holding their hand while they figure something out is like a huge piece of it, right? Like,
Right.
again, supporting, building the community. We're not competing with each other.
Mm-mm.
I think the idea that like other women are competition is such a patriarchal bullshit thing.
Right.
Like you have to
It's a way to
compete.
make us fight each other instead of
Yeah.
telling them to shut up, which is what we all should be spending our time doing.
Yeah.
Telling men to shut up.
Yeah. Yes, please. Um, yeah, for real though. Like, just stop talking. It's the what? Oh,
Please.
you said you were quiet. You've been commenting on like hockey stuff, like Quiet Piggy.
Yeah. I can't stop. Yeah, that's just what I say now. Just quiet, piggy. Like, come on. You guys aren't upset about what you said. You're upset you got caught
Mm-hmm.
saying something that you thought was fine, but it
Mm-hmm.
isn't. That's all. Like, whatever. They all went to the White House and ate cold cheeseburgers and wore Trump merch. Like, you can't tell me that any of those dudes were sorry.
No,
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 they don't give
it's
shit.
no, it's so dumb. But
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, we need to be telling more men to shut up and be
Mm-hmm.
supporting each other. And it's as women in business and just in general because
Yeah,
I think also part of that like the gatekeeping is like that capitalism mindset of like well my idea has to be unique and nobody else can steal it and then I think that also has been like ruinous in the craft industry in the art industry because everybody is like looking for ways to like litigate, right? Like
mm-hmm.
they stole this and they stole that from me. And I'm like, okay, or that pattern has been in existence since the dawn of time of quilts. Like,
Right.
it's like nobody's, if that they stole it from you, then you stole it from someone else and then they stole it. It's like,
No,
how are you going to go back and sue someone from 1724? Like, what do you
maybe.
mean? What do you mean? So it can be crazy. And I can only imagine in the design space when you're putting out when you're selling designs or like your own kits or like things you create, it's
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm just quilting your stuff. Like I'm not I'm not selling anything. I'm not designing anything. It's like I'm too
Yeah.
scared to step into that space. It's not my jam anyway. So I'm like, I've tried and I'm like, I don't like it.
Like it's
Um,
someone else can do it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, I can just imagine that, it's like just watching like so and so suing me because I use my own name in my business, like in my business name. And it's like, what do you mean?
So weird.
What? Like it's crazy what people will, but it's this capitalism, like I have to get more than my neighbor because if they have more than me, then that means, I'm not gonna have enough. And it's just this like scarcity mindset that keeps people in
Right.
survival mode and they can't see past it. And I don't know, have you experienced any kind of pushback or people trying to claim anything on your business? Like I don't know how that would
No, you know
work.
what? I have not run into that yet. I have run into like people will send me patterns that they found that are very similar to mine. So
Oh,
like I haven't had anybody come to me and be like, "Hey, that was mine first." I definitely have had people send me patterns and they're like, "Hey, just a heads up, this person is like this is pretty close to yours." But you know what?
mm,
Unless it is like mine verbatim, I don't really care. I'm like, you know
yeah,
what? That was a good idea. And thank you for thinking so. And you changed the flowers and you changed the colors and it's 20% different. So like now that one's yours. And
yeah,
so I don't really get that upset about it unless, like I said, unless someone took like my pattern specifically and then was selling it somewhere cheaper, that
right,
would that would bother me. Or selling it just in general because, you know, but
right.
then people message me all the time and they're like, "Hey, I made this piece and it was your pattern. Am I allowed to sell it?" And I'm like, "Absolutely. Like you
Mm,
did the work. Like I just made the pattern." So, like I
right.
don't mind if people sell a finished product, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't
that's
download my
cool.
pattern and sell it because that's kind of mean,
Well, yeah. Yeah. But
but
like if you make something with the pattern, like a tote bag that says fuck
yeah.
ice, like with your
Yeah,
pattern, they can sell the tote bag.
absolutely.
I love that.
A
There's just so
100%.
I love it. There's so many patterns that say like this cannot be used for commercial. I'm like, why? I bought your
Why?
pattern. If
Right.
I'm like customizing it and making my own thing with it, why do you care if I sell like
Right.
you're not selling this as a physical product, you're selling the pattern. So
Right.
it gets muddy and I think it is. It's just that like I was saying like the scarcity. But again, if
Yeah.
we're like not viewing each other as competition and viewing each other as a community, those problems don't really arise.
Mm-mm.
Like I'm
Yeah.
never mad at another long armor. I'm never mad if somebody has multiple long like I know for a fact people I long arm for, sometimes they go to other people because I either don't have the pantograph they want or I don't have the time frame that they want. That's okay. Great. I'm so glad you have someone else that can help you because I
Right.
hate having to say no. Like,
Yeah.
and so the fact that, it's like, yeah, make the stuff. It's fine. Like if
Yeah.
that was your stepping stone to get to what you wanted to make, then make it. Like
Yeah, I love it. And like,
that.
don't we want to inspire people? Like that to me, like sometimes when someone will send me a piece that someone else made and they're like, "Did you see this online? It looks like yours." I, I personally go that way where I'm like, I cannot believe that someone took a look at my art that I
Mhm.
made and they were like, "I love that so much that I want to make it too." And like
Yeah.
or make their own version of it. And I'm like, that's really awesome that they looked at it and felt inspired by it. Like, cause isn't it like, that's why we make art, right?
Right.
To
Right.
inspire other people.
Right.
So
It's
yeah,
just expounding on the creativity. Like it's more
right.
like
It gets like
creativity
bigger and
begets
bigger.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
there's not a finite amount of creativity. And so if
No.
you see something that like inspires you to make something new with it or to add it to something to enhance it,
Yeah.
like great. That's
Keep
that's yours
going.
now. That's new. Yeah, keep going, keep
Yeah.
expounding on it, keep growing it.
It's not ranked, right? It's not like,
Yeah,
oh, yours is better than mine or mine's better than yours. Like, no, it's just like,
right.
just keep going.
Like you made a part of it and they had something to add it to make it even better, for them, like, oh my gosh, this is what I was missing for this. It's like, okay, great. Everybody contributed, everybody made something cool.
Yeah.
And like we all get to be able to enjoy that piece of it. Like we made something, we used our creativity, and that's like the
I
whole
love that.
point of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's resistance right now, right? Like
Mhm.
still us still creating and not feeling like we've just been like beaten down. Like that's resistance, continuing to create and continuing to make things like,
Yeah.
that's how we keep winning is when they don't like beat us down.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Um, oh, speaking of, so at QuiltCon, the winner, the first place winner in the B or group category
Hmm.
was so the quilt is called Threads Speak.
It
And
was
so
so beautiful.
yeah, and it was a B quilt done so Amber Elliott of Alderwood Studios, she was kind of the
The
gatherer
head
of all
that
of this, the
project,
head
yeah.
of it project. Yeah, so a lot of people contributed blocks, and they were all they all had some lettering on them or some messaging on them. And there was tons of quilts in QuiltCon that had like hand lettering or embroidery or
Hmm.
messaging on it. And so I guess like to kind of bring it kind of back into the quilting world, like
Yeah.
if people are looking at their quilts and thinking, I want to add lettering to this or I want to enhance this in some way, like do you have any kind of pieces of advice or kind of things that quilters should think about when they're planning to add text or messaging to their quilts?
Yeah. So a couple of them, I added some text to some quilt blocks, and one of the times I added the text to the fabric first, and
Mm-hmm.
then I added it to the quilt block, and I couldn't get it centered. So I guess my first one is like I would make the blocks first and then stitch on top of them.
Okay.
Um, the next thing is like if you want it to be like really precise lettering, you can buy that printable stabilizer. So you would like design your lettering on your computer and then you would just like run the stabilizer through your printer. Then you would cut it off, stick it on, stitch through it, and you can just like rinse it off with hot water.
Mm. Okay.
So I do have one if anybody wants to know what it looks like. It's this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you just have to make sure that it's the 8.5 by 11
Okay.
sheets. Yeah. And then you can just like run it through and then, yeah, you rinse it off with hot water. So, and it's
Okay.
nice too because it keeps your fabric like, well, stable because it's stabilizer. So when you're stitching, it's not like pulling the fabric and you don't have like big gaps.
Yeah.
So, because that
Okay.
happens sometimes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Same is that using an extra piece of fabric underneath, so you have two pieces of fabric, will also make your letters a little bit neater. So then there's also like, I'm sure that quilters use the backing, like that sticky
Mm-hmm.
stabilizer. I don't
Yeah.
probably familiar with that one. And that one goes on the back, like you'd use that like on a computerized machine. But same thing, it just like makes the fabric stiffer. So that way,
Mm-hmm.
when you're stitching, your words are like a little bit neater and straighter. Because that's what everyone always asks me, like, how do you get your letters so straight and so neat?
Mm-hmm.
And it's that I use two pieces of fabric, and then I always use a piece of stabilizer in some way. So,
Okay.
and then the other one is like you can also use like a water soluble pen if you want it
Mm.
to be like more like handwritten, and you could just write on your
Right.
quilt and then just stitch over it and then rinse it off. So
Okay.
there's those.
Okay.
And then a lot of people use the friction pens too, which they're those like erasable pens from Pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Their friction, so they do sometimes leave um on darker fabrics, they will sometimes like leave like a ghost line, so you'd have to like stitch right on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
Okay.
loved all of them that had all the words on them. It was so cool.
Yeah. Truly, I was so excited to get to see it up close because like I'd seen when Erin was sharing pictures as she like made her block for it and was like how
Hmm.
this and this, and she did some her hand embroidery, and then hers had like a little sunbonnet Sue, like a tiny
Yeah.
one, and then it was like a speech bubble with the thing. And so anyway, it was just so fun to see it all come together. Fun is a weird word to use for that quilt, but like also
Yeah.
yeah. Um because it is so impactful and so powerful, and just the statements of like how shitty it is to have a uterus in the United States of America. Um,
No shit.
but anyway, well, thank you for those tips because, like I think it can be quick to be like, oh, I'll just hand like add some lettering really quick, but those little tips and like little things to just like add that extra zhuzh or make it extra neat
Mhm.
just like helps it the impact, you know, be greater because then they're visually more pleasing to look at. So I think
Yeah.
do it how you want to do it. But yeah, I will stand by stabilizer making everything easier.
Oh my gosh, everything. And also message me. I'm always like, I I check my DMs pretty frequently, so like I'll always answer usually. I say
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah. Usually, if you're not a troll.
Usually, well, sometimes Instagram like hides messages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like somebody sent me a message about one of my kits
Yeah.
and it got hidden for a long time and like Instagram said it was because it had problematic language in it. Well, my kit just says butthole and so like it
So problematic.
it hid it in my DMs for like 2 weeks because it said a butthole in it. And I was like, I mean, it wasn't a picture of her butthole.
Just the
So I don't,
word.
it was just the word. But I'm like, of all the things, that's the one
That's so funny.
butthole. So,
Butthole.
so
I
if I don't
mean,
answer, that's why you're in the hidden butthole messages.
yeah, go comment on a post and then be like, "Hey, check your DMs."
Hey, check your DMs. Yeah, exactly. If I don't get back with you, just be like, hey, check your DMs.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, I mean, you offered those tips, but do you like I know we've got to wrap up here because you've got to go
Yeah.
do mom shit, but like, do you have a different or another tip or piece of advice for the listeners?
Yeah. Okay. So my advice, my tip is that you will always be happier if you like eat a hot dog and listen to a smutty book. Like I have never been sad eating a hot dog and listening to a smutty book. I've never been sad. So like that's my advice.
Oh my gosh. I think that is probably the best piece of advice I've gotten on this show because I I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do? Be mad when you're chomping
Eating a hot dog? Fuck no.
on a glizzy?
Absolutely not. I eat a hot dog on the way home from Costco. It's my treat to myself.
Oh, I love a Costco hot dog.
I know, right? So fucking good. I actually
That's
have one in my picture.
yeah,
I
I
do.
saw that. I was like, ugh. I haven't eaten a hot dog in a long time. I was like 100% plant-based for like 7 years and 6 years and then um went to Europe. We were on the Camino de Santiago and sometimes the only food option was like a ham sandwich. Um
Oh,
so I was like, I need calories or I'm gonna die because I literally just hiked 18
yeah.
miles. It's fine. And then so I've been like kind of eating a little here and there. But today my husband and I were like, okay, we need to like clamp back down. And I'm like, maybe I just need to go get a Costco glizzy before I do it
Like
because
again, like I've never been sad
yeah,
eating a hot dog. Like I can't like
yeah,
look back at my life and be like, remember that time I ate that sad hot dog? Like, no,
never.
I
They're so
don't.
good. They're so
Never.
good. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And
I'll
even the
also,
vegan ones are okay. Like,
yeah, they are. I've had them.
yeah.
And like I'll always recommend audiobooks too. If
Ooh,
anybody needs like a smutty audiobook recommendation. I mean, like we'll have to both be real cool about a lot of stuff real fast,
be
but I would
cool, be
love to
cool.
yeah, be cool, be cool. But I would love to give you some recommendations.
Yes. I'm here for it because I'm also a reader of smutty things and
Is it like the ADHD where we have to do more than one thing at a time to get anything done?
1,000%.
It's a
Like
curse.
I always have a podcast, music, a book, something in my
Hmm.
ears while I'm working because if I don't, I will literally ping pong around my studio,
I won't
get
do shit.
make a giant fucking mess and get nothing
Hmm.
done. So
Same.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. I need that. So like, yeah, any books. And I'm like, my two best friends, they read 1,000 more books than I do every single year, which is totally fine. There's no
Whatever.
competition. It's just like, then I'm like, okay, I finished this. What's next? And they're like, do this one next. They just like tell me what to read. And I'm like, thank you. Like you're
Oh,
saving my life because
that's a love language.
it is, it truly is. Cause it's like, they know I get I get indecision, like freeze, whatever. And so anyway,
Hmm.
it's perfect. But okay, well, we're gonna eat hot dogs, we're gonna listen to smut, we're gonna
Hmm.
stitch sweary words onto gorgeous fabric,
Always.
and we're going to fight this fucking fascist regime together.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to hold hands and do it.
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Angie. I love you so much. And I'm so glad we got to meet in person. And I will obviously continue to be following you and fangirling over all your stuff. And if anybody wants to find you, they can find you on Instagram at the Savage Stitcher and see all your cool shit.
Yes. And if they want any of my kits or patterns, there's a link in my bio, but all of my physical items are now on Little Blue Market instead of on Etsy. I made
Good
that
job.
decision to take all physical items off Etsy. So anything that's new and anything that gets shipped all goes through Little Blue Market because like every little bit counts,
Mm-hmm.
right? When we're making our
Absolutely.
decisions on how and where we spend our money. And Little Blue Market is two wonderfully progressive women who are building an Etsy alternative. So
Perfect.
just letting you know that's where you can find my stuff.
Little Blue Market. I love that.
Little
Yeah,
Blue Market.
I've looked at moving my stuff there too. So maybe that's my cue to just make the jump finally because I hate Etsy so much. Anyway, okay.
So,
Well, we will chat again very soon.
all right. Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
Amanda.